Alright, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. Thursday? What you doing in the shop on Thursday, Mr. Heavy Chevy? Well, it's Christmas and I got a couple days off, so... Trouble is, it's a little chilly out here. Oh my gosh, it's 46 degrees. I think it's gonna warm up a little bit. It might get close to 60 today, they say, so... I got some more parts in the mail. I got a wiring harness. I got one of them cheap ones off Amazon. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I want to inspect it. I've also got a decent one, I think, from Speedway. I'm going to compare the two. Let's see which one seems reasonable to use. Looks like I better clean off my workbench a little bit first, though. Alright, let's have a look, shall we? This is a Speedway harness. I bought it a few years ago. I was going to use it on that 46 Ford, but I found one on Marketplace or something that I wound up using. It's a made in USA one. So anyway, this one is Speedway, which I thought to be of reasonable quality. Everything looked like it was pretty good. You know, there's your power wire. Obviously, that's a good 12 gauge wire. Everything's labeled pretty good. Look pretty similar to the... See, you can read that nicely. I had a painless one I put in the 55. And then this is a cheap one off Amazon. So let me pull it out here and check it out. Well, at first glance, it has some reasonable wiring diagrams and stuff. Ford, Mopar. It's even got a 21 circuit wiring tips and tricks. Don't let the size of this job scare you. We make this installation an easy job. So that's your first don't. Oh yeah, don't start this installation before disconnection both battery cables. Headlight switch diagram, ignition switch diagram. Oh, it even gives you a worksheet. Page 1 and worksheet page 2. So that's handy. Alright. The other thing we notice is the Speedway one has much nicer instructions. It's in color. Tells you how to wire the instrument cluster. Etc. etc. Yeah, that's much nicer. It also comes with a bunch of connectors, flashers, a relay, dimmer switch, headlight switch, and clearly more wire. It's got extra ground wires. That's a 10 gauge wire there. That probably goes from the battery to the fuse panel or something like that. This kit doesn't have any of that. Let me delve into it some more. The Speedway kit does not have a wire for electric fuel pump in the harness, but this one does. The Speedway kit has the right GM colors, dark green. This uses light green for the turn. This is bundled better where it goes. This is kind of all mixed up. You have to sort this out. So far I haven't really seen a glaring issue wire gauge size yet. But there's kind of weird. It's got a trunk light circuit. Dome light. This is a 20 circuit, and I think this one's 21. Yeah, 21. I don't know, let me study on it some more. Honestly, I do not remember how much I paid for that Speedway one. Don't remember. But I think this one was $120. So, I think what I'm going to do is use this one because it's a little bit higher quality, it looks like to me. It does not have a fuel pump wire going to the back, but that's no big deal. You need to wire it to a relay anyways. I think that's what I'm going to do. The colors are more consistent with what I'm used to. I won't have to spend so much time figuring. These colors don't exactly jive. They use a light green where it should be a dark green. I haven't gone through every one, but there might be a few other errors. We'll save that for another project. We'll wind up using it. I'm going to use this on the 57 since this one's a keeper and I want it to be right. So that's what we'll do. Alright, the young man and I went out and dug the rear end out of its storage facility. And now what I got to do is remove this. Which is those 4 bolts. Pull these off. And then cut the spring perches off and get the new ones on location. And then install the rear end. I'm not going to set the pinion angle right now because you need to do that with the weight of the car on it. I don't know. There's no motor or transmission. I'm going to wait till that's in before I do it. That's what I'm going to do. I thought I heard you fire that thing up. Mash it one time. One harder. There you go. So pretty. I'm so glad you came out. I kind of lost interest in this thing. I think we're just going to push it outside. I'm going to go to work on something else.
What? You can't leave this in pieces.
What?
No.
Why not?
Not this one.
Okay,
You
she's cracking them.
You started, you gotta finish.
Okay, I'll get back after it.
Good.
Do what?
This is the rear end you drug out of the junkyard.
That's right.
Broke the wagon.
That's right. I'm getting ready to cut these off. And we bought it on 10/23/21. They wrote it right on there. I'm getting ready to cut those off and weld the new ones on. I got the new ones around here somewhere. You want to see?
Sure.
Those ones are going to lower it just a scotch. They're a little bit taller right there, but that's alright. That's alright.
What's the 325 stand for?
It's probably whatever kind of steel it is.
That's what I thought.
That's how much it cost me.
Oh, yeah. Well, this cost you a lot, but...
Yeah, it was like $30 or something. $30, I think.
$30 here, $30 there.
That's right. Pretty soon you're talking real money.
Yeah.
Alright, here's what I'm thinking so far. These are the brackets that went to the U-bolts, clamped spring between the perch and here, and the shock went here. These came off the 57. These are off the Explorer. The 57 has a smaller diameter tube here than the Explorer does, so that means these holes won't line up. And the spring perch is narrower on the 57. That appears to be the same. So I'm thinking I'm going to reuse these. I'll just reorient them. Hold on a minute. That's popular these days. And put it on there like so. And I think I can use the Explorer U-bolts. Save me a couple bucks there. I'll just have to modify this. Yeah, I'll have to shorten it up. And turn it at a 90. Maybe. Anyway, we'll figure that out. We'll modify this so it'll work with the shocks. I've already bought the shocks. I maybe should have held off on that, but because I also need to install, as you may know, the shocks go through the body on the back here, which is kind of a bad deal. I think I'm going to change that. Run a bar between the frame rails, mount the shocks to that. That's what I'm thinking so far. Alright, I need your opinion.
Okay.
I was going to cut these spring perches off and then weld the new ones on. But they've already holding the brake line. I'm thinking I might just leave them on there. Who cares, huh?
Well, yeah, if you can make this work where they're at, leave it there. I wouldn't go through all that trouble.
There's potential of overcutting and getting the rear end, but we know I wouldn't do that. But I think I'm just going to leave it there. If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it.
Hey, it's my job to make you happy.
Don't make me smile. I've got my teeth in.
Bless her heart, she's getting old. I don't care if you're missing a tooth or two. They put them back in. It's alright. The poor girl, she had surgery in her mouth and they pulled teeth and look at her, she's bruised. They must have really worked her over. I didn't do that.
No, the dentist did.
She said if I ever did, there'd be consequences.
Yeah, that's right. Now stop making me smile so I don't look like a jack-o'-lantern.
Come on, girl. Smile. Alright, I consulted with the boss, so here's what I'm going to do. I've centered them, the old one's at 46 inches, center to center, best I can tell, on the 57 rear end. So I've got this at 46 inches, which is 2 3/4 of an inch from right there to right there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull them back off. I'm going to clean it up. And I'm going to give it a tack right there. Just a tack. And I'm going to make them at the same as the Explorer ones. And the reason I'm going to do that is, it could be that it'll work out just right. You know, the Explorer was leaf springs, but its mounting points are different and the pinion angle could be wrong. But I don't want the rear end flopping around either. So I'm just going to give it a tack so it won't rotate. And when I get the weight of it and everything in, then we'll check the pinion angle and make sure it's where it needs to be. Which you really need to wait until the engine's in it. But here's another wrench in the works that I've never really heard anybody address. You know, this is not centered. So the drive shaft is going to be a little bit like that, as well as up and down. And they say you're supposed to be +2 and -2, and it's supposed to jive. I don't know if all the rules are exactly right. Yeesh. Yeesh. Anyways, I'm losing my train of thought. Alright, this rear end is not set relative to anything. It's just set and stable. And those are right at 4 degrees. So I'm going to make the new purchase the same after I clean up the axle tube. How would I do?
Oh, alright. For a tack weld, I guess. Better get busy because you didn't do that side.
I feel bad for you.
Why?
You gotta kiss a big ugly dude like me. Yeah, I broke out the little Lincoln flux core because the miller won't reach this far with a car in the way without major endeavors. So since I'm only tacking it, the welder was right here, right up there, so you know, I used it. Alright, the spring purchase are in. tacked, I think now I'm ready to get the young man come out here and help me to set this on the ground and slip it up under there. That's what I think. Alright, I got that thing on the springs and the shackles attached. I had to fight with it a little more than you'd think. Anyway, I'm going to raise the car up now and we'll have a gander at what I have done. Alright, let's go up under here and see what we got. Rotors are a tad rusty, but not bad. First thing we need to do is ditch them stupid shackles. I need to get the correct ones. Because I think the original shackle stepped in because the spring is narrower than that. I think the original shackle stepped in. So if you space it out so things kind of line up, this bolt's going to hit the frame right there. And this ugliness is going to be hanging down, so I'm not doing that. I'm going to fix that right. What else? Looks like the U-bolts and everything are going to line up fine. I probably should get the old seatbelt cut off there. Here's our brake line bracket. We can start sorting out that and the emergency brake, and we might even have us a sway bar apparatus here. Maybe. I don't know. We gotta be careful, don't get in the way of the tank. But we might be alright. Alright, well here's some observations so far. I think I already mentioned I gotta get different shackles. These ain't gonna do. Gotta get the right ones. That's pretty hokey right there. These are the Explorer U-bolts. They weren't rusty or anything. I can reuse those, I think, no problem. I'll leave in the old spring purchase in place to bolt my brake lines to. The sway bar on this side, all I'd have to do is fab up a little bracket right there. Huh. The cat don't usually come up here. Whoopsie. She didn't stay long. That's alright. This side might be an issue with the gas tank, but I'll have to put the gas tank up in there and see. I don't know how much bending, heating and bending you can do on a sway bar. I'll have to look into that. My guess is it's tempered. It's got to be springy, but might be able to re-temper it. I don't know. Let me research that. So far, pretty easy. Let me show you some other neat stuff. Here's I see the bracket off the Explorer, just sawzalled it off. I'll be able to reuse that for my brakes. I think the 57 come in on that side, so we might just run it down that side to the brakes here. And then the e-brake. Ooh, we just turned our other light on. And I just turned it off, kinda. Here is the 57 emergency brake bracket. And there's one like it on the other side. I think I can just get rid of those and put that one about in the same place and modify the factory cable slightly. I think the e-brake will work easy. This is a thing I ain't sure about right here. See that? It's off center. Won't know till I put a drive shaft in it. But I ain't gonna worry about it if it don't hit. Might just have to bump things a little bit right there. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I got the rear end. I'll still have to modify these brackets for the shocks. And I'm going to go ahead and make a shock, or either make or buy a thing to connect the frame rails together, mount the shocks instead of in the body. Probably need to cut those out, them pockets. So, I got that mocked up in there. I need to order the right shackles. I need to put the gas tank back up in it, I guess, and just see about this sway bar, what I'm going to do there. Mount this stuff. We can start running brake lines. And then I better get busy with the motor. I still got to do the steering. Anyway, first glance, this looks like a good thing, this rear end. Out of the Explorer. $373 posi. It costs about $100. Disc brakes. Well, it's like 1 o'clock. I gotta go take care of some business, so I need to get cleaned up and go do that. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I won't be able to do no business tomorrow, and that's okay. But I need to do it today. So I may come back this evening, I may not. We shall see.